What you're about to witness is absolutely explosive. A leaked phone conversation has just surfaced that will shake the foundations of American democracy to its very core. In just 73 seconds of audio, we uncover the most devastating political conspiracy, and when you hear what Trump, Greenblatt, and their billionaire puppet masters actually said behind closed doors, your jaw will drop to the floor and stay there. This isn't just another political story, folks. This is a masterclass in corruption, a textbook example of how the establishment operates in the shadows to crush anyone who dares challenge their power. What we're about to reveal makes Watergate look like a kindergarten prank. The secret phone call happened at exactly 11:47 p.m., 3 days after Zohran Mamdani's historic victory as New York's youngest mayor in over a century. While America slept, the most powerful forces in the country were plotting to destroy the will of 8 million New Yorkers. The audio quality is crystal clear. The voices are unmistakable, and the conspiracy they reveal will change everything you thought you knew about American politics. CNN investigative journalist Sarah Martinez risked everything to bring this recording to light. What she uncovered is a systematic plot involving federal funding manipulation, corporate extortion, and the kind of authoritarian overreach that should terrify every American who believes in democracy. Trump's voice cuts through the static like a blade. Listen, Greenblatt, this Muslim socialist can't be allowed to succeed. He's inspiring copycat movements in Chicago, Los Angeles, Philadelphia. If he proves progressive policies work, we lose everything. The callousness in his tone is chilling. The casual way he discusses destroying a democratically elected leader reveals the true face of American oligarchy. But it gets worse. So much worse. Greenblatt's response shows the depth of this conspiracy. I understand, Mr. President. The financial pressure is already working. My donors have pulled $2.3 billion in development projects, but Mamdani isn't backing down. He's actually gaining support. The frustration in Greenblatt's voice is palpable. This isn't politics as usual. This is economic warfare against the American people. Then comes the most shocking revelation. A third voice enters the conversation. Deep, authoritative, clearly wealthy. Gentlemen, the Silicon Valley money is positioned. We can make him disappear politically within 6 weeks. The algorithms are already suppressing his message. Federal pressure combined with corporate boycotts will break his coalition. The casual way they discuss destroying an elected official's career reveals the true power structure in America. Trump's response is pure authoritarian calculation. What about his family? His father teaches at Columbia. Can we apply pressure there? The willingness to target an innocent academic shows how far they're willing to go. Greenblatt immediately jumps in. Already handled, the university board is reconsidering his tenure. Anonymous donors are threatening to pull endowment funding. But here's where this story becomes absolutely incredible and shows just how brilliant Mamdani really is. The leaked audio reveals something even more sinister that will make your blood run cold. At exactly 11:52 p.m., just 5 minutes after their initial conversation, Trump made another call. This time, to a fourth conspirator whose identity will shock you to your core. The voice is unmistakable. It's Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Clarence, we need the legal framework ready. Trump's voice cuts through the static with chilling celery. If we're going to remove him constitutionally, we need grounds that will hold up in your court. Thomas responds with the casual tone of someone who's done this before. Donald, we've been preparing since the election. Executive overreach claims, federal funding compliance issues, even national security concerns if necessary. Can you believe the absolute corruption? The highest court in the land is literally plotting with the president to destroy a democratically elected mayor. This isn't just political warfare anymore, folks. This is a constitutional crisis that threatens the very foundation of American democracy. The Supreme Court is supposed to be independent, impartial, above politics. Instead, they're active participants in authoritarian conspiracy. But wait, it gets even more devastating. Justice Thomas reveals the full scope of their legal strategy. We've identified 12 federal statutes Mamdani's policies could potentially violate: environmental regulations, immigration enforcement, federal funding compliance. We can build cases around any of them. The mechanical way he discusses destroying someone's career shows how normalized corruption has become in the highest levels of government. Here's what makes this absolutely terrifying. Thomas mentions the network multiple times. The network is ready, he says. Federalist Society lawyers in every major firm, corporate legal teams, coordinated through the Chamber of Commerce, state attorneys general in red states, ready to file simultaneous lawsuits. This isn't just about Mamdani anymore. This is a systematic infrastructure for destroying any progressive leader who threatens corporate power. Trump's response reveals the true scope of their authoritarian ambitions. What about the other cities? Chicago, Los Angeles, Philadelphia? We can't let this spread. Thomas chuckles with the confidence of someone who knows the fix is in. Already handled. We have cases ready to file the moment any progressive mayor implements similar policies. The precedent we set with Mamdani will apply nationwide. Here's the absolutely mind-blowing part that proves just how deep this conspiracy goes. Thomas mentions coordination with foreign governments. The Saudi fund is ready to pull all New York investments if needed. Putin's oligarch friends are positioning to short the municipal bond market. Even Netanyahu's people are pressuring the Orthodox communities. This is international interference in American democracy at the highest levels. But here's where it gets absolutely incredible and shows the true fighting spirit of America. Mamdani somehow got ahead of this entire conspiracy. At exactly 2:14 p.m. yesterday, just hours before we received this leaked audio, Mayor-elect Mamdani held an emergency press conference that sent shockwaves through every newsroom in America. Standing in front of City Hall, surrounded by thousands of supporters, he delivered the most devastating political counterattack in modern American history. "I know they're coming for me," Mamdani declared, his voice steady but his eyes blazing with righteous fury. "I know about the phone calls, the pressure campaigns, the threats against my family, but here's what they don't understand. When you attack me, you attack every working family in this city, and we don't back down." The crowd erupted. Even hardened political reporters were openly weeping at the raw emotion of that moment. Mamdani didn't stop there. He absolutely destroyed their entire conspiracy with surgical precision. Federal funding belongs to the people of New York, not Donald Trump's political calculations. Corporate boycotts reveal who really owns this country. And threatening my father's job shows the desperation of a dying political system. His voice rose with each sentence, building to a crescendo that had the crowd chanting, "We don't back down, we don't back down." The leaked audio reveals just how panicked the establishment became after that press conference. Trump's voice is barely controlled rage. He's making us look like the bad guys. How did he know about the Columbia pressure? Greenblatt's response shows the conspiracy starting to unravel. Someone's feeding him information. We have a leak in the operation. But here's the absolutely devastating part. The mysterious third voice, which we now know belongs to tech billionaire Peter Thiel, reveals they've been monitoring Mamdani's communications illegally. Our NSO Group software has been tracking his phones for months. His inner circle is clean. The leak is coming from somewhere else. Can you believe the absolute audacity? They're using Israeli spyware, the same technology used by dictatorships worldwide, to spy on an American mayor-elect. This is the kind of surveillance state tactics that should terrify every American who still believes in privacy and civil liberties. We're witnessing the complete fusion of corporate power, federal authority, and foreign intelligence capabilities, all focused on destroying one man who dares to fight for working families. But the most explosive part comes next. Justice Thomas reveals the true scope of their plan. Phase 2 was IRS audits on his inner circle. Phase 3 was federal investigation into campaign finance irregularities. Phase 4 was removal from office on manufactured ethics violations. But if all else fails, Thomas pauses, his voice dropping to a whisper. We have the national security option. Here's what makes this absolutely mind-blowing. Thomas explains that they're prepared to claim Mamdani's policies aid terrorism because they limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. We classify sanctuary city policies as material support for terrorism, Thomas says with chilling calm. Emergency powers, federal intervention, complete override of local authority. It's all legally justified under the Patriot Act expansions. Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing the blueprint for American fascism in real time. They're literally planning use anti-terrorism laws to destroy democracy. This isn't happening in some distant country. This is happening right here, right now, in the United States of America. Here's what makes this absolutely incredible. Every single one of their predictions has already started coming true. Yesterday morning, Mamdani's campaign manager received an IRS audit notice. His chief of staff got a call from federal prosecutors asking about donor transparency. 3 major development projects in Queens mysteriously lost their financing overnight. The conspiracy is executing exactly as planned. But Mamdani is fighting back with everything he's got. This morning's emergency city council session was unlike in New York political history. Standing before the packed chamber, Mamdani played clips from the leaked audio. The silence was deafening. Even Republican council members looked uncomfortable as Trump's voice filled the room discussing how to make him disappear politically. When the audio finished, Mamdani's response was devastating. This is what we're up against. Not just political opposition, but a coordinated attack on democracy itself. They want to prove that the people's choice doesn't matter if it threatens their power. His words cut through the chamber like lightning. Even Fox News cameras stopped rolling to process what they'd just witnessed. The political implications are staggering. Constitutional law experts are calling this unprecedented federal overreach. Harvard's Professor Sarah Chen warned, if presidents can orchestrate the removal of locally elected officials through economic pressure and federal harassment, we no longer have separation of powers. The legal challenges are already being filed. This could reshape the relationship between federal and local government for generations. But here's the beautiful irony that proves the power of the people. Every attack on Mamdani has only made his movement stronger. The leaked audio has gone viral across every platform. Defend Democracy is trending worldwide. Protest rallies are scheduled in over 200 cities this weekend. The establishment's worst nightmare is coming true. Their corruption is fully exposed, and the people are rising up. International media is calling this America's democratic moment of truth. The BBC described it as the most significant challenge to oligarchical power since the New Deal. German news called it America's choice between democracy and authoritarianism. The world is watching to see if the people can defeat the billionaires. The financial markets are in chaos. Wall Street dropped 600 points as investors panic about what a successful progressive movement might mean for corporate power. But working families are celebrating like never before. Finally, someone is fighting for us instead of them. This is what democracy looks like when it actually serves the people. What happens next? will determine the future of American democracy. Will Trump's authoritarian playbook succeed in destroying a democratically elected leader? Or will Mamdani's movement prove that the people still have power in this country? The next few weeks will be the most important in modern American political history. Here's what makes this absolutely incredible, folks. Every single attack on Mamdani has only made him stronger. The leaked audio has gone viral with over 50 million views in 20. Defend Democracy is trending in 47 countries. Protest rallies are exploding across every major city. The establishment's worst nightmare is coming true. Because this isn't just about one mayor or one city. This is about whether democracy can survive when billionaires and federal power unite to crush anyone who threatens their control. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the whole world is watching. Are you ready to defend democracy? Are you ready to prove that the people's voice still matters? Then share this story, spread the word, and let everyone know that when they come for our elected leaders, they come for all of us. The revolution starts now, and it starts in New York City.